What is truly hidden beneath the Great Sphinx? Could it be the legacy of a prehistoric civilization, or perhaps a portal to another world? It's well known that there are hidden chambers within the pyramids, but few are aware that there are also secret chambers beneath the Sphinx. Today, let's dive into the mysteries surrounding this ancient structure. The exact construction date of the Sphinx remains a topic of debate. However, what many people don't know is that there are actually two sphinxes, but the second one has yet to be discovered. During archaeological investigations, experts noticed something peculiar. The Sphinx's posts show signs of water erosion. These marks suggest that the Sphinx may have endured a great flood. Yet, in modern history, Egypt hasn't experienced a flood of such magnitude, leading experts to consider the possibility of a prehistoric flood, the legendary Great Deluge. It's said that around 12,000 years ago, a catastrophic flood occurred on Earth. If the Sphinx was indeed constructed around 12,000 years ago, what was its purpose? It seems unlikely that it was simply to guard the pyramids. There must be a more practical mission behind it. A Japanese professor, during his research, discovered that there are multiple secret passages beneath the Sphinx. This finding strengthens the belief that the Sphinx was built to protect the chambers below. But what if these chambers weren't just for safeguarding treasures or ancient records? Could they be hiding something even more extraordinary, like a technology or power that has been lost to time? So, what exactly is hidden in these chambers? There are three hypotheses corresponding to the three secret passages leading into the Sphinx. The first hypothesis comes from the Mars boy, Boriska, who claimed that when Martians and Earthlings engaged in trade, Earth's civilization reached its peak. During this time, the pyramids and the Sphinx were constructed in Egypt. However, a global flood nearly wiped out human civilization, and all records of Earth's technological advancements were sealed in the underground chambers of the Sphinx. He also mentioned that there are three passages leading into the Sphinx, one of which is located beneath the Sphinx's ear. Later, someone inspected the Sphinx's ear and found a protruding stone, seemingly blocking a doorway to the chamber. So, what's inside? Christianity suggests that the chamber holds the two philosophers' stones left by God, but why hasn't anyone gone in to retrieve them? This brings us to the terrifying nature of these two stones. According to the Bible, these stones, known as Zohar, symbolize salvation and light, but their actual function is quite the opposite. If discovered, they could bring about the end of the world. What, then, is the connection between Christianity, ancient Egyptian religion, and the Sphinx? In Egyptian mythology, there is a god named Horus. His mother was a virgin who began preaching at the age of 12. She spread a religion of the Trinity. Later, she was crucified during a war. 3 days later, she was resurrected. According to records, Horus's birthday is December 25th, and he had 12 followers. After hearing this, those familiar with religion would surely think, isn't this just like Christianity? Indeed, it does sound very similar. There are indeed many similarities between the deities in ancient Egyptian religion and those in Christianity. Because in Egyptian mythology, it is recorded that under the Sphinx, there are indeed two stones, bestowed by the Egyptian gods Obysis and Horus. However, in religious texts, a frightening phenomenon is described. That is, the day these two stones see the light of day again is the day the world ends. Thus, years ago, a Japanese team wanted to open the chamber for archaeological purposes, but their request was denied by Egyptian authorities due to religious considerations. The second hypothesis is linked to Atlantis. It's rumored that the Atlanteans left numerous caves around the world, containing relics of prehistoric civilization. Some speculate that the chambers beneath the Sphinx are among these caves. In the early 19th century, archaeologists discovered the Sphinx's head. As its body was buried in sand, they found a large hole at the top of its head. Later, an aerial photograph taken from a balloon revealed this hole clearly. Archaeologists entered the Sphinx through this hole and mapped its internal structure. The Sphinx's interior is divided into 3 levels. So, what kind of prehistoric artifacts did the ancients leave in these caves? Prophets Casey and Rosamond believe that beneath the Sphinx's right paw lies a chamber known as the Hall of Records, which contains information left by a previous wave of humanity over 10,000 years ago. This chamber is believed to have the capability, using some form of prehistoric black technology, to project visual records of that time. If this theory is correct, we might find evidence of ancient civilizations' advanced technology in this chamber. But what if these records go beyond mere historical archives? What if they include blueprints, tools, or even devices capable of replicating the technologies that once powered an advanced civilization? Imagine uncovering a device that could project holographic images of ancient cities, bustling with life, or a machine that could reconstruct the past, allowing us to witness firsthand the events that shaped our world. This theory, if true, would not only rewrite history but could potentially change the future of technology and human understanding. The third hypothesis suggests that a time portal is hidden beneath the Sphinx. This theory was proposed by archaeologist Zahi Hawass. In 2009, he invited American journalists to Egypt to film a documentary about the Sphinx. Although the documentary didn't contain anything particularly noteworthy, a mysterious informant later leaked a deleted segment. The video showed Hawass leading the crew along the back of the Sphinx when he suddenly opened a small door that wasn't previously there. The crew and the informant were shocked. As this door seemed to appear out of nowhere, the crew followed Hawass into a dark room where they found a granite sarcophagus resembling an altar. Behind the sarcophagus stood four pillars. Interestingly, although the room's floor was dry, the sarcophagus was filled with water, as if it had experienced a flood in the past, with the water remaining inside the sarcophagus after the surrounding water dried up. The crew, curious about the sarcophagus, asked Hawass what it was used for. Hawass didn't respond and instead led them back to the surface, demanding that the footage of the chamber be deleted. But what if this sarcophagus was not just an altar or a burial site, but a gateway to another time or dimension? The water within it, seemingly untouched by the passage of time, could be a clue to its purpose, a portal that remains active, even after thousands of years. Hawass's silence on the matter only deepens the mystery. Later, clues provided by the informant led people to uncover a divine secret. A group of British archaeologists deciphered hieroglyphs in Khafre's tomb. According to these records, the Egyptian god Osiris would enter the Sphinx during times of trouble and use a mysterious device to return to the constellation Orion. Thus, those who believe this theory assert that the sarcophagus inside the Sphinx is no ordinary coffin, but a time travel device that Osiris used to travel between Orion and Earth. While the idea of traveling across the universe with just a sarcophagus might seem far-fetched, perhaps we have indeed underestimated the black technology of prehistoric civilizations. Have you noticed that prehistoric civilizations seem to have a knack for working with stone? Think of Stonehenge, the Baalbek megalithic temple, the Mayan ancient city, Teotihuacan. Maybe they mastered a form of technology involving stones. But what if this technology wasn't just about moving stones or building monuments? What if it was a form of energy manipulation, allowing them to harness the natural forces of the Earth and cosmos? If the Sphinx is indeed a relic of such technology, it could be a key to unlocking secrets that could revolutionize our understanding of energy, space, and time itself. If you have different opinions or theories, feel free to share them in the comments. See you next time.